Hey Laura, it's Thursday and here's Laura from editing the video, and I've been thinking about just not uploading or just uploading some 30-second clip or something. The video didn't turn out the way I wanted it to turn out because of technical difficulties, and yes, I am editing the clip from Editing Laura right now. Because I recorded everything with screen recording and voiceover and it looked good, but the data was too big and I couldn't export it, I couldn't edit it, so I had to record my laptop screen with my phone and just talk over it, but then I didn't have any time because it is quite late and I have to leave again in I think 20 minutes or something, so I have to edit this now. But I thought the contents are still okay, and I think it is okay that I upload this now because it has been such a long time and I still didn't upload the punishment. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Also warning, my English in this video is horrible because I've been talking in some broken English with some Slovakish guys the whole day, and I feel like I've adapted their English and now I just can't pronounce words properly, and you will notice that. And you will also hear my neighbors in the background because their house is a construction site at the moment, so it might be a little annoying when you hear that background noise, because believe me, it is annoying to hear it all the time, every day. But I hope it isn't too often in the video. Yeah, have fun, I guess. Welcome, thanks for the background noise, in Laura's dating agency. Enjoy. Let's get to serious business now. I think I have a top 5, and wow, this is so annoying. Okay. I have a top 5 and I just had to start with 3 Avengers, and the first one is the most obvious. We are starting with Captain America. So Captain America, or also known as John Walker, would be a perfect match for you. I'm kidding, obviously. We're talking about Steve Rogers, and he would be a perfect match for you because, I mean, look at this man. Just look at him. But I also have some points here. First off, oh, you can see me now, hi. First off, he has a perfect moral compass. Then next, he is good looking most of the time. I will come back to that one later. He has access to the stock power, the legendary stock parties, which is great, and you could get me involved there as well, which would also be great because I really want to go to a party with the Avengers. Then I have a quote by BuzzFeed.com, which is, but, I mean, he has America's ass, so yeah. And also you could be my wingwoman and set me up with Bucky, but let's not talk about that right now. Also, there are some negative aspects, such as he is still a little hung up on Peggy Carter, as well as the age gap, which is kind of hard to explain because people start judging like already when you're 10 years apart, but when you're 100 years apart, it's a bit difficult, I think. Also, he will never get any of your movie references, and his work will probably be more important most of the time because he is actually saving the world, which is quite important, I think. And he shaved his beard, which is a huge minus. And here we are back at looking good most of the time. He does look ridiculous in his uniform. But let's move on to the next Avenger, which is Thor, the God of Thunder. Oh, sorry, wait, oh, here we are. Thor, the God of Thunder. And there are also some positive sides, some downsides, but let's start with the positive aspects as well. Well, he is a god. That is a big plus, and also he can control the weather, which will come in quite handy. Yeah, he's good looking, of course. I think your humor is quite matching, and he likes beer, which is very important as well. And you can be my wingwoman and set me up with Loki, I guess. But the most important thing is space adventures. I mean, depending on where we are in the timeline, you might be able to visit Asgard, which would be amazing, but maybe you can't because of, well, you know the reasons. But there are also some downsides to dating Thor, which is, well, his life really sucks, to be honest, because I mean, I'm not trying to body shame him, okay? Fat Thor, the whole thing with losing an eye and everything, it's not ideal, but it is okay. But objectively seen, his life really isn't that much fun because, like, everything and everybody that was important to him, yeah, doesn't exist anymore. And also, depending on where we are in the timeline, his brother might try to kill you, which will be quite annoying, I think. And he just isn't on Earth from time to time. I don't know if you would be ready for a long distance relationship, but you would have to consider this, I guess. And also he's kind of stupid, I guess. Sometimes, at least. But let's move on to the third Avenger, and that is probably not one you would think of immediately. But we are talking about Ant-Man, or Scott Lang. And here's why. The positive aspects is, first of all, well, his humor. He is hilarious. Also, he will get all of your pop culture, movie references and everything. And he reads John Green. Here's evidence of him reading John Green. And he's king of quarantine, which will be great because I think that was not our last quarantine. So that would be amazing to have someone who knows things that you can do. And he's a great dad. You just have to admit that. And he literally figured out time travel as the first person. Why is this happening? Stop it. He doesn't have the coolest superhero name, obviously. And once again, he has a daughter, so that will kind of be your responsibility then, I guess. And technically, he's a criminal. I mean, he has been locked in the house for reasons. And he will beat you in hide and seek every time, and he can just hide whenever he doesn't want to see you, or when you say like, yo, Scott, can you do the washing up? And he will just hide until you do it, so that is also a little downside. Yeah, moving on to Frank. You might wonder, who the hell is Frank? This is Frank. Okay, positive aspects. He is the definition of a cool uncle. He literally is a cool uncle. Also, he lives by the sea, and he can repair all of your stuff. He's actually impressively smart, I have to admit. And he's a great dad as well. And I mean, just look at him. He just looks fine. And he... What? Oh, I thought I wrote he looks good once again. But no, he's really good at drinking games and deep talk, so you will have a lot of fun with him, I guess. And he has a cat, depending on whether you like cats or not. If you do, then he has a cat. It's a positive aspect. Then we have negative aspects. He's probably smarter than you, and his kid is probably smarter than you. Not saying that you are dumb, just saying that they are really, really smart. And I don't know, for some people that's a problem. I don't know if it is for you. Then, once again, he has a kid, so that will be your responsibility, I think. His living situation is not the best. Maybe you should find something else to live in. And yeah, your mother-in-law will be a nightmare. She's really annoying. And if you don't like cats, then, well, the downside is that he has a cat. But there is another Frank. This is the other Frank. And positive is that, well, I watched the movie, but I didn't really pay attention, but he was just wholesome. The story isn't really exciting, it's just him betraying his best friend. So that's a negative aspect, but I don't want to talk about this Frank that much, because I think if you date one of the Franks, then it should be the other one. But let's move on to Mickey. I actually only have a video of Mickey that I have to edit in because I don't have it here.
And he'll be here, and his room will be here. Okay.
And that's it, that's my point. I have no idea, I just saw snippets of the movie. You can't actually watch it anywhere, so I just saw that and was like, okay, that's cute, let's include him. But moving on to Nick, and I won't pronounce his last name. You might wonder, who is Nick? This is Nick, and I mean, I just included it because it's a hopelessly romantic guy played by Chris Evans, so yeah, I mean, I think you get my point. But these were not part of the actual top 5, so let's move on to, I think the last one of the top 5, which is Jake Peralta. This is Jake, in case you forgot how he looks, and yeah, the positive aspects are, well, he is hilarious. and he will get all of your references. He loves pranks, and so do you. He actually has a real job where he's earning real money. It won't ever get boring with him because he has so many stupid ideas, and I think you can agree on quite a lot of them. I think it would be hilarious. And he has crazy friends. But negative aspect is that he has some issues with your then father-in-law, so that could be a difficult kind of relationship. And he's incapable of dealing with money, and so are you. So you can't just, I think if you would be a couple, you would just agree on so many stupid things, and you would buy so many cool but stupid things that you would just be homeless immediately because you wouldn't be able to afford your rent because you bought so many stupid things, I guess. Then he does seem quite dumb sometimes. I think he actually isn't. I mean, he's a police officer, so he can't really be dumb, but he seems to be quite stupid from time to time. And also, yes, his job is dangerous. He might die or something. And once again, he has crazy friends. That can be a downside as well. But let's move on. Oh, well, there's another point. Oh, right, he's married, but let's not talk about this. Here are some people who didn't make the top 5. First off, it is of course George Weasley, because of his pranks, because of his humor. Then we have Ari Levinson, which is another Chris Evans character. The movie is great. It's called Red Sea Diving Resort, and you have to watch it. It's amazing. Hugh Ransom, but he's evil, but once again, Chris Evans. Then we have James Bucky Barnes, but I don't know, he's evil as well, depending on where you are in the timeline. We have Doctor Strange. I mean, he was a doctor, he has quite some money, and he can do magic. That would have been very cool as well. Sherlock Holmes, but he's a drug addict. And Loki, of course, but once again, he might try to kill you. But I thought he's the god of mischief, and he loves pranks, you love pranks. I think it could be great, but it will be a very difficult relationship. Also, there's Sylvie. Then there's Jonathan Pine, who is a British night manager, and I think you haven't seen the series, so I didn't include him. Then we have, of course, JD and Turk, because, well, they are hilarious. Yeah, good that I included that his nickname is Turk. Wow. We have Star-Lord. That would also be quite a good match, but I wanted to include Ant-Man, because I think Star-Lord was more expected or more anticipated by you, so I thought I would include him. Then we have Captain Jack Sparrow, but his job is kind of not ideal for having a partner unless you want to be a pirate, I guess. And we have Deadpool, but I think you know why that wouldn't be a good idea. Hope you still liked it, and if I had to pick one of the top 5 for you, I think it would be either Captain America or Jake Peralta, and I'm actually leaning towards Jake Peralta if we leave Amy out of the game. But of course you decide. It's not up to me to decide. Of course I won't charge you for anything, even though my services are actually quite expensive. But yeah, I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Bye!